Welcome back to IGN Play Star Wars. I'm your host, Jared Petty, joined today by
Frank Knight.
We're on an epic quest to play the best, the worst, the weirdest games from a galaxy far, far away. And today, Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, as the title crawl says, we're playing Star Wars, the Sith Lords, the Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Knights of the Old Republic 2, KOTOR 2, not the esteemed, the highly lauded, the beloved Knights of the Old Republic. No, KOTOR 2.
No, KOTOR 2. This is the one, this is the sequel to the amazing BioWare game starring Darth Revan that features neither BioWare nor Darth Revan.
That's right. So, why are we playing this? Is this a game worth playing? Well,
absolutely. It's actually, there's a lot of the in-game mechanics are actually improved. The ability to affect your companions. You can turn your companions from being just a smuggler to a Jedi or a Sith. You know, from a guy who likes to build robots to an evil Sith Lord. You can really kind of mess and adjust with those. There's wonderful techniques and stuff that you can get in the game that weren't available in the first one. Unfortunately, there are also a lot of bugs that were not in the first one.
Yeah, so the problem with this game was that it was released in a terribly buggy and really kind of incomplete state. But good community people went into the game, and they found a lot of this content. And, Frank, what did they do with it?
So they made mods that would allow you to play content that wasn't originally accessible on disc.
Yeah.
So if maybe I played this on the original Xbox, and I didn't know that there was an entire planet full of droids that I could go and play on.
But then community members came together, dug up a bunch of the old content, fixed it up, and then very recently the game got a wonderful late patch and was brought to Steam, which makes it a lot easier, in theory at least, to plug all that old content straight into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just right now we're just waking up from our little what are these things Luke was in
a Bacta tank.
Bacta tank.
That's right. Bacta tanks are the sort of hospital beds of the Star Wars universe. So here we are in our space Chuck Taylors aboard a starship, and what did we name our Jedi? The canonical
Mitra.
There we are.
So yeah, this is the canonical name of the character from the Darth Revan novel. Before the Darth Revan novel, she was just Jedi Exile.
Okay.
Didn't really have a name. But now we finally know who we're looking at. And we have all these doors we can unlock and run around. We have all these things we can raid.
That's right. So we opening up containers, very fun Skyrim-y kind of stuff going on.
Very RPG. We can steal everything from everybody. But there's also these little terminals that we can go to. We can go to these terminals and we can access different things.
We are hacking away right now. Actually, we're terrible at hacking skills, so we can just use menus. If you're better at things, I think you get some other options eventually open up in these.
Yeah, these kind of things are always related to, different places. But right now I can unlock, storage rooms and all of that good stuff.
And we're doing that because there's a door we're going to have to get through here that's blocked, and we need a certain item to open that door. So we're going to come in here into the morgue, where for some reason this man was buried with a cutting torch.
I prefer to believe that somebody accidentally left it inside of him when they removed his organs.
Oh, like they opened up his organs and put a plasma torch inside?
Yep, but they just left that, and then they took his organs, sell on the black
market. Have you
market.
ever smuggled drugs in a corpse, Frank?
No, but it seems like probably a really good way to do it, right?
I'm thinking that's where you're getting this idea. Oh, and here we go. There's somebody taking a nap in the morgue, because that's not creepy at all. She's also locked in there.
Yeah, she's locked in the morgue. She was just playing dead really, really well.
I just like to lay here and pretend I'm dead. So this is our future Jedi Master. Anyway, Knights of the Old Republic 2, with the new content added in, Frank, what kind of stuff did they add?
So they did, first and foremost, they did the most important thing. They did a ton of bug fixes. And they went around, they cleaned it up. So now the game plays through very well. And they added in little bits and pieces that would allow dead ends not to kind of break the game. There were always a lot of things where if you did things in a certain way, you might get kind of permanently stuck. And also, the biggest thing is, I'm pretty sure your saves are not going to corrupt nearly as much as they did in the good old days. So I was quite rude to her by selecting the bottom option for everything, so I earned dark side points.
So anger, fear, aggression, and impoliteness of the dark side of the Force are these. And you notice your spectrum's just a little tiny bit below the middle now because of that,
it's just a little lower. One day this will all be bright red, and I will rule the universe.
Okay, so you're going for the path of darkness.
Yeah, I think we might do it like a little angry pass right now. It's very.
Are you evil, Kyle Katarn?
No.
Really? You play Jedi Knight as good guy?
Yeah, normally I usually play all of my RPGs as a good guy, but you always you need to do like one playthrough, as the bad guy to experience the full range of everything.
Well, the ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force. So, okay, so now we're going to beat this door with a torch.
Yep,
and that's
we're going to click through and just going to try and smash.
So there's all kinds of dice roll stuff going on in the background in parts of this game. And oh, look, door opening experience. There we are.
Yay.
Oh, we got dead people over here, and
Yep,
here
there's
is where we're
all
going to
kinds
find
of corpses and stuff.
Oh.
An actual weapon.
Yep, a vibro cutter.
Yeah, a vibro cutter. So if you're not, fully versed in the expanded Star Wars universe, you might be like, "Oh, you got a lightsaber?" Nope. I got a sword.
Yep, vibroblade right there, which is it's still a sword that'll cut through most metals, but it ain't a lightsaber. We'll get that later on, though, right?
Yeah, as soon as we realize that we're a Jedi and learn all of our greatness.
Okay, then
we
we're
can do
gonna
all
get
that good
stuff.
stuff. But right now we got to run and do some critical strikes in this weird kind of turn-based battle system.
Right.
So if you see, I click it and it queues up down here. And then my character will run and they'll go through this list of commands until my opponent dies, which is very quickly.
Right, so your opponent goes down. So even though it looks like what's happening is kind of action, clicky, Diablo-oriented, it's actually a turn-based Dungeons and Dragons type system.
Yep, full dice rolls going in.
Right.
You can see my damage numbers pop up.
Mechanically inspired by D&D 3, right?
I believe so. Yeah. This came out prior to the 3.5 rule adjustments.
Oh, did it? Okay.
So yeah, like this is going to be a lot of fun, and I can switch back and forth up here between my critical strike, which is kind of like my special ability, versus my basic auto attack from like a normal MMO or RPG.
Frank, can I patch in 3.75 Pathfinder?
I would love to see like a rule modification for this game. That'd be the funniest mod ever.
Yeah, that'd be kind of great. Somebody's just like, how granular can we get? All right, so going on here through this door, now what are we aboard here, Frank? Where are we?
So
what are we running around?
In this kind of asteroid mining station. Yeah. Our Ebon Hawk was damaged. There was a little prologue where the astromech droid from the previous game had to repair some of the Ebon Hawk and do all that kind of stuff. And then the Ebon Hawk got us to the nearest place for medical attention because we were unconscious and beat up.
All right,
so we're going to check some security records here.
The blue Smurf man's going to tell us what to do.
Blue Smurf is going to indicate some stuff.
Oh, and now we're going to beat open lockers.
Oh yeah, so we can bash into this locker.
Bash!
And then if I hit it enough, the door will open. Bam! I get some items. So I got two broken items. So if I had like a really nice lock picking skill or something, I would have been able to open this without doing that. But at least I got some ion grenades, so that's cool.
All right, so you may have actually damaged that equipment beyond there. Okay, so heading through this door.
Oh, cutscene time.
Dun, da, da, da. Yep, because it is after all a RPG, and that means lots and lots of cutscenes. So we're going to talk now. Yep, just kind of stand there. Also, why are you in your underwear?
So I was in a back to tank, and straight out of the back to tank, you have to have the kind of
space underwear.
For some reason, you can't be in your clothes there. Okay,
right,
there's a lot of bad guys.
Luke was in kind of a space diaper in his, right? Oh, you gonna throw a grenade?
I'm gonna throw a grenade because there's a lot of bad guys.
All right. What? How did the cutscene kick in the middle of the fight? That's interesting.
Because that is KOTOR 2.
All right, there we go. So even with the patches, get a little bit of that. All right, so and there apparently, even though we didn't see any of the animation, you killed everything with those grenades.
I threw the grenade.
Yeah, guys, this is why I got patched right here.
Yep, we can bash into all kinds of things again.
All right.
Try and see if we can get into things.
All right, bash. Oh,
yay.
There you go. What'd you get?
Oh, I got a stealth field generator.
Ooh, there we go.
So yeah, so I can go and actually equip things. I have a belt now.
All right, there you go.
That's almost clothing.
There we go.
But unfortunately, because it's a belt, it doesn't really
show up
necessarily show up all the time.
Right. So anyway, this is the entry KOTOR 2. Now, of course, as an RPG, we're hardly giving it fair shrift here when we're just running around fighting spider robots and making fun of blue people and busting open footlockers. Overall, Frank, you've played through this. Do you think folks ought to check it out?
So I absolutely love it, and since there was the new version of it on Steam with a lot of bug fixes and with easier access to the mods, I think it's a really good idea to go back and give the game a try the way it was originally kind of intended and not the way it was originally shipped.
Okay, so a chance to go through, explore the story, explore the dialogue options, and the control over your party that you mentioned, mold your group into the way you want to play, that kind of thing.
And you can finally figure out what happened in all those story parts that just dropped out completely in the game.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Frank. We hope you enjoyed yourself, everybody. Be sure to check out IGN Star Wars Wiki and Rebel Base, the IGN Star Wars podcast. We thank you for watching IGN Play Star Wars and hope you stick around for more games with your friends here.